Hello friends, Jeffy here from Squadron with another inbox review. I don't even remotely remember how many German World War II subjects I built during my 50-year tenure as a modeler. All the Focke-Wulfs, the Heinkels, the Junkers, the Messerschmitts, the Tigers, the Panthers, the list is long. So there is still a big interest in the model community about German World War II, even with the model manufacturers. About a year ago, the Squadron team put their heads together to design our first in-house plastic model kit, and we wanted to make it such a special and unique subject that it would talk to all modelers, whether you are an airplane builder, an armor builder, or a ship builder. Even if you are in fantasy or space, it would all be condensed in one. Towards the end of the war, the German Luftwaffe was so advanced in both rocketry and aerodynamics that it would lead up to Luftwaffe 46 if the Germans would have proceeded beyond 1945. We came across another story, a story of Germany's quest for interplanetary space travel and world dominance, which eventually led us to the Haunebu flying saucer concept and design. So with pride, I would like to introduce our first in-house design of our first plastic kit, which is the Haunebu II. And here you have it, as you can see, the Haunebu II flying saucer. It's a 72nd scale. And as you can see, we put a lot of detail into the design to make it both unique and collectible. First of all, we put a protective sleeve around it to protect the inner box. Also on the back of the sleeve, you will see a brief history, how the Haunebu II came all about. There's a couple specs on there. I'm not going to dwell on it right now, but you can read it. It's really interesting. Let's see what's underneath. Again, as you can see, we put a lot of detail into the box art. It was done by the Italian artist Olera, who got it right down to the mystique of the whole concept of the Haunebu. Beautiful box. You know, when you're done with the kit, you can even cut it out and frame it. On the side, you can read some more of the specs. On this side, you'll have some detailed shots of the kit itself. So let's open it up and see what's inside. First of all, we have the instruction sheet here. As you can see, with step-by-step photographed instruction of the build. There's also a couple color profiles, paint instructions. And then we have the saucer itself. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, this is a 72nd scale flying saucer. Now the real Haunebu had a diameter of 32 meters, which scaled down in 72nd scale goes around like a 14-inch diameter. As you can see, you'll get a lot, but it's not really a complicated build. The fitting is almost perfect, there's no putty needed, and it's really self-explained. So let's go through the pieces and see what you get. So the first one here, we have the sides of the upper turret, I call it. It's a 3-piece assembly. Also, it goes very well. Now another thing is I wanted to tell, it comes with an interior. Now the interior is always visible because you can either leave the top part off, or you can even build it in pieces and paint it and then assemble it afterwards. That's how tight of a fit it is. There are many options to either later on, once it's built and painted, to take it apart. Then we have 3 pieces of the upper disc. So these are the 3 basically main components of the upper disc, of the saucer. We put a lot of research into this because we wanted to do it right. We also have different sizes of rivets, so different panels, and it's also very attractive while weathering. Here we have parts of the interior. We have like 3 main consoles. The flying saucer, the Haunebu II especially, was more like a medium saucer. We had the Haunebu I, we had the Haunebu II, the Haunebu III, and it went all up to Haunebu VII. The higher the number, the bigger they came. So this was actually a 9-man crew flying platform. There are 9 seats in there, and they manned like 3 consoles, like control panels. Also, if you're halfway the build, you can decide to expose the interior or to add on to it, or you can even build it and leave the upper turret loose, so you can always take it off if you desire to do so. But again, there is some more inside detail, like oxygen bottles. Most of the flying saucer and in spacecraft, and basically back then the theory was to fly this force to fly this saucer actually through electromagnetic power. Supposedly, on paper, these crafts will be able to reach a speed of 24,000 kilometers an hour. So either to do this, the G-forces would have been tremendous. Part of the electromagnetic conductor it's also included. So it's a two-part piece. Here we have the top and the bottom piece. They're both dome-shaped. This is the top where the cannon are incorporated. This is part of the main turret. And this is the bottom side that goes underneath. Again, a lot of nice detail, a lot of paneling going on, a lot of riveting. It will really come out nice once it's weathered and painted. It is also part of the interior. This is like the floor. You get like a graded kind of a floor in there where the consoles, you got here the marcations where the consoles need to be placed. This is the ceiling that goes underneath the turret here. And it's all detailed. This is not designed to have lights, but it's possible. It's either you can put LEDs in there at the end. There's enough space in there anyway. Also the Haunebu, let's show the bottom part here. The bottom of the flying saucer, which is a two-component, and like you see, these discs are huge. As you can see, there are four round circular holes in there, and these incorporated four little turrets, four little ball turrets. Again, the turrets are really well detailed. A lot of paneling going on, a lot of riveting. It will pop out once it's weathered. It looks fabulous. Also very easy to assemble. The things that you see here are just brackets that will support the turret so you can move them. They will be rotating if you desire to do so, or you can glue them in place. That's up to you, but at least you have the option to rotate them. We have the landing gear. It comes with four double landing gear struts. Of course, the wheels. We have the landing doors. You can build this flying saucer either with the landing gear retracted or with the landing gear extended. You can also leave one of the ramps open here, the access doors. So once built, you can either place it on a diorama and you can have the ramp lowered and the extended ramp moved out. So you can either put people on there or put some service vehicles. You know, there are many options to make this work. Another good thing is, since the kit is actually 70-second, there are a lot of 70-second kits out there that perfectly would fit if you want to make a diorama out of it. So there's many options available to make it really look very, very nice. Last but not least, there is one sprue, of course, with the windows that will fit in the turret, in the upper turret. There are a couple options you can do. It's all up to you, either you want to expose the interior or not. The kit is really well researched. We did a lot of work. We put a lot of work into this. It should speak to your imagination. Whether you're an airplane builder or an armor builder or a ship builder, it all fits in one. Read up on it. You will be fascinated by the whole story behind this. Just to give you an idea of the size, I have one mocked up here. Eventually I'm going to paint it and talk a little bit more about that in the future. Just to give you an idea of how it looks. You see, you have the four landing gears. You have the turrets that can rotate. You have the ramp that can be closed or extended. And also the turret, as you see, you can rotate it if so desired, and you can take it off, which will expose the interior. So there are many options that you can present it if you desire to do so. This is a very unique piece. It's part of history. It's very fascinating in all its design, its concept, the story behind it. If you're thinking about leaving the planet, it might not happen right now, but at least you got to start by picking one of these up. So click on the link if you want to buy one. That's it for now. Jeff here, signing off.